Hi Divine One, welcome in. I'm Lilith, and this is a collective message. If it resonates, take it and apply it. If it doesn't, let it fly. I am that I am. Exodus 3 verse 14. This isn't just words. This is a declaration from your higher self, from your spirit, from God within you. I pulled the 6 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the 2 of Cups for this message. And immediately, Spirit said, you are leaving behind everything that told you were anything less than divine. This is an exodus of the mind, an exodus of the soul. You aren't just walking away from a person, a place, a situation. You're walking away from the false identity you were forced to live in, the version of you that shrunk to survive, the version of you that kept quiet to be accepted, the version of you that believed power only existed outside of you. But Spirit said, I am. Not they are. I am. There's a sacred union happening here, not between you and another person, but between you and you. Your true self has been waiting on the other side of all this pain, waiting on the other side of this isolation, waiting on the other side of this wilderness you've been walking through. Spirit is showing me this is the moment where your inner knowing and your reality start to match. This is when your inner world refuses to stay small, and your outer world has no choice but to rise to meet it. This is personal. This is spiritual. This is freedom. But this freedom doesn't come from anyone handing it to you. It comes from knowing, I am. I am worthy. I am enough. I am chosen. I am whole. I am. Spirit is showing me this wasn't an easy leaving. This wasn't a peaceful transition. This wasn't one of those walk away with your head high type of moments. This was struggle. This was wrestling with yourself at night. This was waiting and wondering if it was ever going to get better. This was praying, then doubting, hoping, then overthinking, investing, and still feeling empty. Because for a long time, you were attached to the potential of something, not the reality of it. Spirit is saying, you stayed longer than you should have because you believed in what it could be, not what it was. You watered dead soil. You planted love in a space that only reflected your fears back to you. And then you wondered why nothing grew. But what Spirit needs you to know is that the delay wasn't punishment. It was preparation. It built your discernment. It exposed your triggers. It showed you who shows up when you're at your lowest and who only wanted you at your best. But the part that broke you, the isolation, the loneliness, the regret, that's the part Spirit is now calling you to leave behind. Because you are not what didn't work out. You are not what they didn't see in you. You were never meant to fit into a life that required you to lose yourself. This isn't just walking away from a person, a job, a situation. This is walking away from the part of you that thought settling was loyalty. Spirit said, it's not rejection, it's release. This chapter is not about getting them back. It's not about proving anything. It's about peace. Peace because you know who you are now. I am. Spirit is saying, this was never about answers. This was about awakening. This was never about knowing exactly where you were going. It was about trusting who was guiding you. See, this next version of you doesn't come with a manual. It doesn't come with approval. It doesn't come with clear signs every single step of the way. This next version of you is built on trust. Not trusting life to be perfect. Not trusting people to always show up right. But trusting yourself. Trusting your spirit. Trusting your becoming. The Fool and the Princess of Wands are wild energy. Childlike. Free. Curious. Untamed. But they come right before the Aeon. This awakening, this rebirth. Spirit is saying, you've been overthinking your freedom, waiting for confirmation, waiting for a sign, waiting for proof it's safe to be all of who you are. But the High Priestess, oh, she already knew. You already knew. You've always known. Your gifts, your voice, your dreams, your vision. They've been calling you forward, long before you felt ready. And now here you are, standing at the doorway of your own evolution. The Aeon is that moment when your past, your present, and your future all meet, and Spirit asks you, will you step in as you are? Not perfect, not healed all the way, not certain of every step, but ready to be fully seen, ready to answer your calling, ready to let the past versions of you rest in peace. This is not about becoming someone new. This is about remembering who you've always been. I am. That's all the permission you need. This union, this connection Spirit is highlighting. It's not just about love in the romantic sense. This is sacred reconciliation. Between you, and the version of you that was grieving. The Five of Cups is the heartbreak that shaped you, the betrayal that silenced you, the disappointment that made you question everything, especially yourself. Spirit is showing me moments where you looked at your reflection, but couldn't see anything past your pain. Moments where you pulled away from everyone, not because you didn't love them, but because you were empty. Because sometimes survival looks like solitude. And in that solitude, in that quiet, Spirit began the healing you didn't even know was happening. The Four of Swords is that hush after the storm. That space where you weren't doing, forcing, proving. You were just being, learning how to breathe again. Learning how to sit with yourself without judgment. Learning how to feel without breaking. And now the Ten of Pentacles is showing me the restoration. Not just external blessings, not just money or stability, but inner legacy. The healing you fought for? That's going to ripple through every version of you, past, present, future. Spirit is saying, this is generational healing. You might have come from brokenness. You might have come from loss. You might have come from lack. But you were born to be the one who breaks that cycle. You were born to remember who you are. You were born to look at the version of you that was grieving, that was hurting, that was alone, and say, come home. We are whole now. This is what the Two of Cups means in this moment. Union within, peace within, love within. And from that space, everything else in your life begins to align. Not because you chased it, but because you became it. I am. And Spirit said, this is the part nobody talks about. The in-between, the slow rebuild, the lonely grind, the quiet season after you've left everything familiar behind. But before the blessings show up, the Prince of Pentacles is steady movement. It's the version of you that kept going even when it wasn't glamorous, even when nobody clapped, even when the only thing you had to hold on to was faith. And the Five of Pentacles, that's that wilderness energy again. The part of the journey where your outer reality didn't match your inner knowing yet, where you had to walk with lack, walk with loss, walk with uncertainty, and still say I am. I am worthy even when I'm overlooked. I am abundant even when my hands feel empty. I am chosen even when I feel forgotten. But then, Spirit brings in the Queen of Wands. This is not just confidence. This is reclamation. This is you standing in every scar, every lesson, every part of your story that was supposed to break you, and realizing it built you. You didn't lose yourself. You found yourself. This is magnetic energy. This is respect that can't be denied. This is power that doesn't need permission. Because when you know who you are, when you've sat with your shadow, when you've walked through the valley and still rose, nobody can take that from you. This is the final message. You are not becoming. You already are. I am. That's the beginning and the end of it. That's your birthright. That's your truth. That's the reason everything had to happen exactly the way it did. Because Spirit wasn't just trying to bless you. Spirit was trying to build you. And now look at you. I am. And that's enough. Until next time, protect your peace. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.